Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my 18-week pregnancy update. I'm actually filming this sit-down portion of the video on a different day than what I filmed the belly clip that you'll see towards the end. So if you noticed an outfit change, etc., that is why. So far, as I'm sitting down to film this, I've only uploaded my 8-week pregnancy update, and the feedback on that has been really great, so thank you guys so much. I will definitely make sure I'm including the symptoms, etc., and like things that my doctor has mentioned within these videos, which was requested. I asked what you personally like to see in pregnancy updates, as these are a way for me to document my pregnancy, but also a way for other moms to come when they search and find out what it's like for someone else being X number of weeks pregnant. So today's video is going to be my 18-week pregnancy update. That is when I had my next doctor's appointment. Right now I'm filming these updates following doctor's appointments to include any information that a doctor may have had, and so as I get further along my pregnancy, my updates will be coming quicker and quicker as we go from 4 weeks between doctor's appointments to 2 weeks to every single week. That's enough rambling. So at my doctor's appointments, for my prenatal appointments, I am weighed at the beginning of each appointment. Why am I struggling with words? Since my previous doctor's appointment, which was at 13 weeks, I had gained 2.5 pounds. So that makes the total weight gain for this pregnancy at this moment in time to be 3.5 pounds total. Now this is a number that I found a little concerning, because with both of my other pregnancies, as this is my third pregnancy, my third child, I had gained about 40 pounds give or take by the end of my pregnancies with both of my sons. So I feel that my weight gain with my previous pregnancies had been a little bit more at this point. Like, I feel like I gained those 40 pounds within my pregnancy at a more like slow and steady rate. So while I'm happy I haven't put on that much weight yet, although I'm still measuring fine, my belly is huge as you will see, I don't want to gain the rest of the 36.5 pounds or whatever to 40 pounds total in the next 20 weeks, because I think that would be, one, really hard on my body, and two, frankly unhealthy. My doctor hasn't said anything. It's not a point of concern, just in comparison to my other pregnancies, that is something that's different. Before jumping in to my symptoms and maybe what's changed since my 13-week update and what's new since then to now, I do just want to mention that a lot of people get kind of like feelings regarding if it's a boy or a girl. And with Max, my first, I couldn't pinpoint why, but I feel like every young girl always just wants to have a girl, like have a daughter someday, and I felt that way growing up. And then I got pregnant with Max, and all of a sudden I was just like, no, I want to have a son. I would like a boy. And with Max, I actually didn't find out the gender at all. It was a surprise at birth. And now, many years later, 8 years later, I think that switch of mentality was me knowing that he was a boy. With Wyatt, I assumed that he would be a boy because my symptoms were very similar, pretty much mirroring, until later on, mirroring my pregnancy with Max. So I had 2 boys. This pregnancy has been different, not only with the weight gain, but some of my symptoms. Some of them are the same, but some are different. So I just have a feeling that it's a girl. I don't know. Maybe it's just like, people are saying like, oh, wishful thinking, you have 2 boys, now you need to have a girl. I absolutely love being a boy mom. I feel like that is my identity right now. I am a boy mom. I do playing in the mud, driving around with trucks, going to baseball practices, Girls can do all of those things as well, I know, but for some reason I just feel like this is a girl. We will be finding out, but not yet. Changes in my symptoms since the last update is I finally have more energy. My nausea has been subsiding, which is great. I'm still on Declectin is the prescription I have for excessive nausea. It was all day every day, which I discussed in my previous updates if you want to check those out. If I don't take my medication for like maybe 2 days, I will be sick again. But as long as I'm keeping on top of it, I haven't been vomiting at all. For me, it's not just feeling sick to my stomach. I will vomit. Sorry if that is too much information. There's no such thing as too much information in a pregnancy update in my mind. So if I don't take my medication because I'm feeling so much better, then I will be still nauseous and vomiting. But as long as I keep up on my medication, it's been completely resolved. Now, previously, even at my 13-week update, even as I was taking the medication, I would still be vomiting at least once or twice a day, but it took it from literally couldn't keep anything down, no food, no water, no crackers, like couldn't keep anything down, to only vomiting once or twice a day. So that was still an improvement with my medication, but now it seems to have taken the nausea and vomiting away completely, which I'm obviously super grateful for. In my previous updates, I also talked about food aversions with meat and coffee specifically, and not food aversions to the point where, like, you know, some pregnant women will say if they smell something, it will literally like cause them to heave. I didn't have that, but coffee, my morning coffee was part of my morning ritual, and I looked forward to it every single morning. Like when my alarm went off, it was okay because there was a hot cup of coffee waiting for me. I would get the kids breakfast and then sit down with my hot coffee. And at the beginning of my pregnancy, I was just noticing that every time I'd pour that cup of coffee, I would have a few sips and almost feel like, why am I drinking this? Like, you know, if you are served maybe food at a family member's house or something and you don't hate it, you would just rather not have it. So if you know that about a certain food, you wouldn't then make it at home for yourself and sit down to eat it or drink it. And that's how I started to feel with coffee, is I didn't hate it. It wasn't making me gag. The smell of it didn't turn my stomach, but as I was drinking it, I was just like, why am I consuming this? And it was part of the ritual, is why I continued to do it for so long before just cutting it out, but because it made me really sad, because it used to be something I so looked forward to. And now that's starting to subside. I'm still not drinking coffee every single day, but occasionally I will actually enjoy a cup of coffee, which feels nice, and I can't wait to get back like to fully enjoying a cup of coffee every single morning. It's just part of my routine. It's something that sets my day, like sets the tone for my day, kind of like a good cup of coffee in the morning, a little bit of relaxation before the day gets crazy, and it just sets the tone for the day for me. So those are symptoms that I had in my previous updates that have maybe changed. Now I'm going to talk about symptoms that are new from my last update. These are not things that I've talked about previously. The first is headaches and migraines, and this started at about 13.5 to 14 weeks, I would say, like the week after my previous doctor's appointment. And so at this doctor's appointment, I mentioned it, and she checked me for high blood pressure, and no, it's still on the low side, because high blood pressure can cause headaches, especially in pregnant women, and high blood pressure is a common symptom, but I have low blood pressure. I have low blood pressure like always, but it stays low even during my pregnancies, which is not really a good thing. It causes dizziness and fainting, which happens occasionally. I talked about that before as well, but so we can't really pinpoint why I'm having these headaches and migraines, and they seem to be better now. they were coming on a lot more. I believe them to be weather related. We were, well, kind of still are in hurricane season, and when it's that kind of stormy, rainy, windy, there's a storm coming in, you can feel the pressure in the air. And those are the days that I would have horrible migraines. And so I was taking Tylenol to alleviate that pain. And while Tylenol is safe as opposed to Advil for pregnancy, it's still not something that you should take always. Like, I shouldn't have to take it every single day. So I'm happy that those seem to be like kind of better now that a lot of the storms have already passed through. The like days leading up to Hurricane Dorian were honestly brutal. But so that lasted for a couple of weeks. My gums have started bleeding when I brush my teeth. That is a very common pregnancy symptom. I had that with both of my other pregnancies as well. It's kind of annoying. You're brushing your teeth and like it's gross. So I'm having that. Also, skin whitening, which happened with Wyatt but not with Max. On my forehead right here, I have makeup on so you won't be able to see right now. But on my forehead, this happened with Wyatt, as I mentioned. My skin is turning white. I am white and I'm fair, I know. But it's like all the pigment is disappearing, and it starts as a little spot, as it did with Wyatt, but throughout my pregnancy it got longer and longer, like in a line on the side of my forehead. And with Wyatt, it actually reached my hairline, and this patch of hair turned white. And I was scared of it reaching my eyebrow and having a patch of a white eyebrow as well. So far, it's not that long. It hasn't reached my hair yet. But I find that really peculiar. It resolved itself after my pregnancy with Wyatt, and I was surprised to see it happen again this time. And the last symptom that I wanted to talk about is a like full and stretching like sensation, discomfort. Every few days it's like I feel like I can't breathe, I feel like I can't eat, I just feel at capacity. And I'm not even halfway through my pregnancy yet. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just feel so huge. And I do the lotions and everything like to keep my skin nice and soft and supple for stretching, but I'm already starting to feel like my skin like pulling tight as my bump grows bigger and bigger. And I don't know if it's because I have bad posture or if it's because I have a really I have a short torso, but even as I'm sitting here today, I just feel like I'm pregnant, like up to my boobs. I'm not. My stomach is still like completely flat down here, but I just have that like couple, because all of your organs are being shoved higher and higher, and I'm just already starting to feel that discomfort. I'm like, I'm never gonna survive until 40 weeks. That's how I feel right now. Obviously we all, well, I shouldn't say we all get there, but I'm going to continue getting bigger no matter how uncomfortable I am. But I was surprised at 18 weeks to already be feeling uncomfortable. I don't think I felt this way with Wyatt. And I feel like my belly is much bigger than it was with Wyatt. I believe my first pregnancy update with Wyatt was at 22 weeks, which maybe I can link down below for you. And I already feel bigger now than I was in that video. And maybe it's just because this is my third baby, and with every baby a lot of people say they feel like they show earlier, they feel bigger and bigger, but just thought I'd mention that as well. So that is all I have to update you on. I'm now going to show you what my bump is looking like and meet you back here in a minute. as you can see, I have a significant bump now. I'm feeling really big again for only having gained 3.5 pounds this pregnancy, but I must be losing it like in other areas of my body and gaining it around the middle, if that makes sense, for things to be working out that way. But here we are. I hope you guys enjoyed today's update. Again, don't hesitate to ask questions or comment or whatever down below and tell me what you would like to see included. I'm stumbling over my words. What you would like to see included in these updates, if there's something that you wish I were to talk about and I didn't. Again, these are focused on pregnancy itself, symptoms, etc. If you would like to see different baby related content or pregnancy related content, then definitely let me know that in the comments below as well. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!